welcome back to Harper Living, and today we are throwing a year-end wrap-up party for Pink Orchid Studio because we had a crazy bridal season and we deserve to, you know, just chill, hang out, get to know what was happening in each other's lives because we didn't really see each other.
Nope, it was a crazy year.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a charcuterie board full of cheeses and berries. Well, I'll let Ameet. Actually, I should introduce Ameet. Ameet is a really good friend of mine and also a senior hair artist at Pink Orchid Studio. And I asked Ameet to come in and help me because she is a charcuterie board guru. You should see her charcuterie boards. They're just so pretty. You don't even want to touch them or eat them. So I was like, Ameet, help me, please.
And we're gonna get this done today.
Yeah, so starting off, it's a mess. I get it. But this is what my house looks like on a day that we are going to be hosting a party. If there is dishes in the sink, there is cut up produce everywhere, and we're just going to try to assemble it. So Ameet, I didn't know what cheeses to buy. I don't know how to, I just buy cheddar. I'm a dissy. So I buy cheddar. I buy all the ones that look a little different. Are these okay?
They are perfect. We're pretty much gonna want anything that people are actually gonna eat. Mm-hmm. So if this is the stuff that you eat, this is the stuff other people eat, we're perfect.
Perfect. So I have some Gouda. Is this Gouda? Yep, I have Gouda cheese. I have some spicy Gouda cheese. I have some sharp cheddar. What's the difference? Like I have white and...
Well, we'll do a taste test after.
Okay, perfect.
And we got goat cheese, we have brie, and we're gonna bake some brie, and then we're also gonna leave some brie out.
And blue cheese. I actually love the taste of blue cheese, but a lot of people don't. But
blue cheese on a mac and cheese is amazing.
Nice. Maybe we should do that next.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So let's get started. Let's set up all our island, because the island is just going to be almost like an a la carte charcuterie. Help yourself to grab a plate, and I want it to be like different elements. I want there to be like this board here. I absolutely love. This is our Harper Living collection. It's our cheese board that comes in 3 different layers, and I love that it's going to everything's going to cascade down from here onto some parchment paper. And yeah, let's just start it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we've already done most of the prep work. We washed all of our fruit, we've cut all of our veggies, and now Ameet's just gonna start by cutting the cheeses. I actually do wanna see how you cube this cheese because there's so many fancy ways of cutting cheese, like the dragon tail, the cubes. I wanna see what you do. I wanna know all of it.
Sounds good. We'll start off with the cheddar. With cheddar, I tend to do just the same, with just cubes more than anything, just because it's a harder cheese and people just tend to grab it and quickly throw it in their mouth.
Perfect.
So just kind of, I make my lines like this so that I can.
So you know.
So I know.
So they're all even.
So they're all even.
I've never done
Exactly.
this. See, you're a smart lady.
So right there, I've already messed it up because I could tell it was not as big, and now that's about better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So then you just start cubing.
I just start cubing.
Okay, awesome. While Ameet is cutting the cheddar, we'll check in and see how she cuts all the rest of the stuff. I'm going to start making a really quick dip. It's just a Philadelphia chili dip, and I always make it for football season. What is that called? That football thing that happens in February.
Oh, Super Bowl.
Yeah, I always make it for Super Bowl. Anytime I have to bring an appy for a potluck, I'll make this dip because it's so easy and it's a hit. Everyone eats it. So I'm just going to grab a dish. I guess we could use, put the hummus in this one, right? Or something. Which one should I use? This is probably deeper. I'll do this one. Okay, I'm going to grab some Philly cream cheese. Just regular, plain Philly cream cheese. If you're on a diet, you could use the light version. It does not matter. I had it sitting out here for room temperature because I find that sometimes when I take it directly out of the fridge, it's really hard to spread. So I just had it sitting at room temperature while we were doing our prep. I'm gonna just take my spoon and I'm going to spread it out, a thin layer of this cream cheese right on the bottom of my baking dish. Now you could even do this in one of those disposable aluminum dishes that you could get, like one of these. And normally when I go for a potluck, I have these handy so I could just make it in this, and then I don't have to worry about bringing my dish home. But at home, I am going to use one of my baking dishes. So this doesn't have to be neat. That is good. It's nice and spread it at the bottom. It's perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab a can of chili. You could use any chili. I'm just using a vegetarian garden chili because we do have some vegetarian members on our team, and I want them to have everything. I don't want them to feel like it's all meat. It's okay, well, that's why I have a backup can. The magic of television. Okay. All right, pop that can open, and you're just gonna pour the chili right on top. Yeah. Okay, a good layer. Once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some cheddar on top of this. I already have some shredded cheddar. And then I'm gonna bake it in the oven for about 30 minutes at 375 degrees. You really wanna make sure the cream cheese at the bottom melts. And you'll know when it melts when the cream cheese bubbles start to come through the top, and you know it's good. It's good to go. We are gonna top this with jalapenos after as well. But I like to do that afterwards because I kind of like my jalapenos fresh on top. I have a habit of always overcooking because I come from a family of 5. I have 5 siblings, including me. So my mom's always like, more is more, less is not more. So I always end up cooking too much, and then I always have leftovers. So just in case, I do have another one of these ready to go, and they're so easy to make. If I feel like it's running low, it's gonna take me 5 minutes to whip it up again. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven.
So for the brie, we're gonna bake this today, and then we're gonna use
Tin foil
to cover it. But then at the end, we're also gonna take the honey
and drizzle it on top.
and just drizzle it right on top like that.
Perfect.
So that one's quite easy. Some people put nuts and stuff into it, but today I think we're gonna keep it pretty simple.
And I also had some appies that I ended up buying from Save On Foods. These are artichoke and spinach dip. These are some sausage, pigs in a blanket, I think they're called. And these are vegetable samosas. And I love getting these from Golden Samosa. They have 2 locations in Surrey, and I've always just bought them half baked. That way I have a Ziploc bag full of them in the freezer that's frozen. And anytime I have a party, I just pull them out, throw them in the oven for 20 minutes, 350 degrees. And they're like fresh, they're crispy, they're good to go. So while Ameet's now cutting the Gouda, I've never had Gouda.
Oh, Gouda's delicious.
Is it?
Especially when you bake it on like a sandwich.
Oh, awesome. While she's doing that, I was just taking some of just regular olives that I had in a jar, and I just put them in a fancy olive jar. I got this jar at Mandalay Bay here right in my neighborhood. I love that store. And you could just get little cute things like this, and it just elevates your charcuterie board, and it makes it look like you cared. I'm just gonna show you what I actually like to do. If you can't find like a fancy olive jar like that, I always keep all of my jam jars, all of my mason jars, because I always reuse them. And especially in when you're doing a spread like this, I'm gonna take my old recycled jam jars, and I believe these were just jelly jars, and I'm going to put my dips in there. So I'll put my spinach dip in there, I'll put my artichoke dip in there, so then I could just kind of easily assemble them all over the board. These pumpkins.
Oh, I'm just placing them out as decor,
Okay.
just to fill up and add some color to our board.
Oh, nice. So then you know exactly where your decor is, and you're going to fill it up in between.
Exactly. I'm not going to put it too close to the edge on this side.
Okay.
There's just no reason to, and this way we can pick around it.
Okay, awesome. So is it okay if I put the cucumbers
Of course.
in? Is it okay if we put all the cucumbers in one area?
Yes, and if we need them for somewhere else, we can just pick them up, move them. There's no method to the madness. You pretty much just visually make it pleasing.
Okay.
However you like it, other people will like it.
Nice. Okay. So I'm excited to try this today, and all we're gonna do is put some tin foil on top and stick it in the oven along with the dip. 350 degrees, 20 minutes?
Yep.
How do you know it's done, Ameet?
When you touch it, it'll be pretty soft.
So I see that you left the skin, which is called
The rind.
the rind. Okay.
Yes.
And how come we did that?
Because otherwise, if you take it off, it becomes quite soft, and it doesn't feel as great to eat. And that way, people can just eat it off and leave the rind if they want.
Perfect. Can you pick it up from the rind?
Yes.
Smart.
Yeah.
So I didn't know the rind on the cheese is edible. I had no idea.
Yeah, including the brie one. That's why I said just leave it on. We'll drizzle the honey, and you can just dip right in and eat it.
I'm such a dissy. I've always been cutting it and throwing it away. Actually, I have it. I've been saving my Parmesan ones, and I put it in my pasta one.
Perfect. Exactly the same thing.
I mean, I've never done a charcuterie board on my table like this. I usually have so many dishes and then have to wash the dishes. This just seems genius.
Well, this is great. You have a huge island. It's the less kind of serving plate you could have. And this way, it gets people talking, people coming to the island. People will mix and mingle.
Less cleanup.
Less cleanup, and it looks beautiful.
I know. This kind of reminds me of those butter boards everyone's doing on social media right now.
Yeah, you know, I've seen them. I think I'm more of a cream cheese board person than a butter board. But, you know, to each their own.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna make a vegetarian pinwheels. These are super easy to make, and I always find that whenever I make them, they're the first thing to go because they're so easy to eat. They're bite size. Kids love them, adults love them, and all I'm doing is just taking a tortilla, and this is a spinach tortilla, and I'm putting some herb and garlic cream cheese, and then I'm just gonna put some bell peppers, and we already had bell peppers handy, and I just cut them up even finer into little pieces because we have them here for the veggie board. And then I'm just gonna put some shredded cheese on top and roll it up. It's so easy. And then what I usually do is I throw it into the oven. I throw it into the fridge to let it cool and harden, so it's easier to cut and they don't fall apart. I already made some before and stuck them in the fridge, and I like to do that because they're so much easier to cut and display because now the cheese is hardened. Actually, let me show you. The ends I kind of dispose of, and then I just cut the pinwheels about bite size. Yes, and usually my husband or Cole or anyone else will eat the ends. Here you go, Cole.
Oh, good.
Okay, I'm gonna put these right onto the board. They're so good. So easy too to make. You're just gonna cube this guy up like the cheddar as well, because it's...
No, I think this one will cut in thinner strips, and then we'll cut them in little triangles and lay them side by side with this.
So like this. And that's it.
And then we'll do a quick
Oh, okay.
like that. So when we lay them out, they will be like
Oh,
that.
that's the dragon tail. Okay, got
There
it.
you go.
Got it. Got it. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm on it. I promise I won't mess it up. Yeah, the cheese knife is a lot easier.
A lot easier.
Are you gonna show me how to do those rosebuds that everyone uses?
So the rose things are a cool thing to do, but I find that when people make the roses, a lot of people don't touch them because they just look too pretty.
Yeah, I never do.
Yeah,
and I'm
and-
always intimidated to be the one that's gonna rip it apart.
Then we have wasted meat, and
Okay.
why do we want to waste meat?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, so how are you gonna do it? You're just gonna kind of roll it up into individual sizes so that you grab it?
Yes,
Perfect.
exactly. Or we'll just lay them down nicely and kind of make them a little messy, just so it gives it more of a rustic feel.
Nice, awesome. I'm gonna go put your tail down.
Awesome.
So here we go. Our dip is done. This is exactly what I mean. Do you see how it's all bubbling? It's cooked. It's all melted. It's good to go. You could see the oil on the side coming from the cheese, so you know it's done. And I also just poke the top with a knife. That looks lovely. Just gonna grab some jalapenos and I'm gonna cut some to the top. So these are great because the surface area of these samosas, they cover so much surface area, so it covers up the paper. And I'm just putting them everywhere. I'm not gonna keep them together. I think that's the beauty of this board. Now I'm starting to realize the method behind your madness.
Yes.
This looks beautiful. And whatever you think, I have some cashews in my pantry, so I'm just gonna throw some up there. Gotta make sure that everyone that's attending is not allergic to any nuts, which I already know they're not. was making these cute little bocconcini tomato and basil salad, but on a skewer, and I was just going to show you guys how to make it because she's already made some from before. So we're going to take our cherry tomatoes, which I don't, oh, they're right here. So she has one cherry tomato, and we're going to take our mozza cheese and a basil leaf. We're just going to roll it right on, and then we're going to drizzle this with some balsamic reduction, and we do that right at the end. I'm a believer. I was really scared there was going to be a lot of empty space, but you filled it up completely. Nuts, chocolates, strawberries. You've got from fruits to from breads to samosas to appies. There's a meat tray. I'm so happy with this. Thank you so much for coming over and helping me.
Yeah.
You did such an amazing job.
Thank you.
And here's
Cheers.
to us and POS and waiting for our friends to come join us. And when we're gonna party. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you'd like to see next. I just love showing you guys behind the scenes of my life, and I love that you guys joined us today, and let me know what you guys took away from this, what you liked, and what you want to see next. Thanks. Bye.